my world, Neo. How's the signal?
Anyway, welcome back to the Matrix, Path of Neo commentary with me, Skully the Metalhead. Today we are going to be doing some sword training, but first, what you're seeing here is the upgrade screen. Basically what this sort of thing is, well, you upgrade your moves. However, the way it's usually done is that the further you progress in the game, you'll eventually get upgrade points, for the lack of a better word, which I'm pretty sure you're forced to spend before you can continue anyway, so yeah, but basically what this is that you will essentially just get upgrades as you progress, and you can pull off some pretty kick-ass moves. But for now, let us continue with the next training mission, known as sword training. Yes, apparently Neo needs to learn how to swing wildly into the air without any sort of practice technique, nor a teacher to really guide him. But then again, I guess that's what Tank's for, even though he does jack shit anyway, but hey, you never know. Tank probably does his job fairly well. What a beautiful looking forest area with bamboo.
Whoa. Ta-da! Teleporting looks like so much fun. Wish I could do it.
Me too, Tank. Me too.
Add one bad guy. Okay. You ready for some action?
Hell yeah, we are. We're about to fight some bald guy in a ninja getup. Well, I say ninja, but I really don't know what to classify it as. Now, anyway, basically this teaches us the basics of sword training, and also pressing the circle button. Oh no, wait, it's the square button. Sorry, I'm getting my buttons confused. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention in the training sequence: pressing the square button evades, and you can. And one of the most common animations for Neo to do during that is just to kind of like ballerina twirl around it, which is kind of amusing, basically, because I'm pretty sure just pirouetting just won't make you avoid gunfire or, you know, enemy attacks, but instead Neo just goes like, well, twirly twirly. I'm wondering whether or not to do like a, you know, like a live action skit about that, but hey, you never know.
I knew you would come. Your blade skills are legendary. Today, you will learn that mine are as well.
Holy fucking shit, man, that guy's voice sounds badass. Like, dude, you could pretty much, like, overdub that over, like, a ninja movie clip, and I would totally see that movie, man. Like, fuck, you know? Actually, I was watching another playthrough of this game by, Hellfire Comms, which I'm sure a lot of people probably know who they are, since, well, they were one of the few people that actually had a popular LP of this game. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure the voice actor for this guy also used to do his voice for movie trailers, and I'm pretty sure the guy died recently. Well, I say recently, but I mean as of, like, 2008, or at least around about the time that Tom64 recorded his commentary for the game. No, that's quite sad, because this dude has a very gnarly fucking voice. I mean, like, who else could, like, say lines such as, "Your blade skills are legendary. Today, you will learn that mine are as well." I mean, like, fuck me, man, that... Ugh, so good.
A lucky strike, and your last.
I have the power! Yeah. That was, that in-joke I actually kind of owed to somebody else who did this game, which I'm pretty sure her LP was deleted, but, way back when, in the good old days of, I think, around, like, 2009, 2010, there was a chick who LP'd this game under the name of, Vampire Jen, and, yeah, basically, whenever Neo would, get, like, an upgrade or whatever, yeah, she would pretty much just play the He-Man I Have the Power, voice clip, which, I found pretty funny. Again, mind you, this was, like, way back when, so I'm pretty sure our LP isn't around anymore. And, speaking of which, there were a fair few LPs that actually used to do this game when, their, commentaries for the game suddenly disappeared, like, the Canadian Colin was one of them, who, stops around about the point of the aerial training part, which was pretty sad, because the guy had some pretty insightful commentary to say. In fact, the only real good commentary I can actually recommend is by a guy named Cross Knights, who has a very, very chilled out way of speaking, man, like, for real, you know? Anyway, I recommend you check the guy out, he is totally radical, man. But anyway, I'm spending more time talking about LPs of the game than the actual game itself. This bald guy isn't really much of a challenge. and I have absolutely no idea as to why he can fly like Neo eventually does, but and he lands on top of his house. So I guess maybe he can just leap buildings in a single bound? I don't know, man. Fuck. And suddenly in comes Trinity, who can just backflips in for no reason.
Trinity, what are you doing here?
Exercise.
This is not your fight.
Looks tough.
My sword will find you.
Let's do it.
If either of you bite it, I'm pulling you out.
That's what she said. Okay. Enough of that very juvenile sense of humor. Now me and Trinity are now going to beat the shit out of that bald guy with gusto, I assume. By the way, like, Trinity's health, or at least for this fight, isn't really too big of an issue, unless of course you're fighting on hard mode, which, in which case you better watch out, because if Trinity if Trinity dies, well, you failed the mission, really, because the events of the Matrix couldn't play out without Trinity, as much of a cardboard cutout as she was. You know, that just wouldn't give Neo a love interest, you know? As much as, well, as bland as Trinity was, like, that was one of the few problems I actually had with the Matrix trilogy, is that Trinity was a very bland character, you know, and again, you know, I'm not saying that people who are, you know, kind of not that emotionally expressive don't make for good characters, unlike what a lot of people seem to think, but, you know, Trinity just didn't really seem there, or at least have a strong enough presence to be a love interest, you know, but like, I don't know, for the most part I just saw Trinity as like a walking action set piece, you know. I'm knowing too much.
Excellent. Indeed, the rumors surrounding your blade are true. Are you a worthy challenge? What you cannot see, you cannot hit.
So, yeah, basically what that attack does is that it just slows you down for like, 1, maybe 2 seconds. And he just summons clones for some reason. I don't know. But even then, these clones aren't really too big of a challenge, so you might as well just wail on them until you find the real one. And Trinity jokingly remarks, "Try the ugly one," which is probably the most character she's ever gotten in the Matrix series, period. I'm not sure whether or not that Shiny Entertainment handled the series, or at least Trinity's dialogue, better than the Wachowski brothers did, but hey, I'm in no position to judge. And also, one other thing is that apparently this game also has breakable weapons, because after a certain number of hits, your swords and eventually sticks can break, so yeah, you might want to resort to punches and kicks. Or later on you do get a weapon to sell, which is pretty cool, and it can actually be upgraded into an attack of its own, which is excellent, you know? But yeah, just beat him up. And fun fact, there's actually a cheat code that stops breakable weapons, which kind of begs the question as to why it's there in the first place, but hey, I didn't design this game. But anyway, I'm pretty sure he only does the, you know, blind clone summoning attack like 3 more times, and then that's about it. Aside from that, you just finish off the sword fight, and Neo's just randomly posing for some reason. Well, to be perfectly honest, there is a fair bit of posing in this game, which is something that the Canadian caller made fun of in his LP, which is now gone from the face of the earth, and I wish I had saved it. Oh, and another thing which I seem to fail to do for some reason is that whenever you're being tossed into the air, you can press the square button to do like a recovery roll. I cannot remember if you take damage, if you still take damage if you do it, but yeah, you can pretty much just get back on your feet without, you know, looking like a dumbass like I just did and having like a little green circle around your head, which is essentially saying that you're stunned. Whoa, that guy just had a bit of pop out there. Tisk Shiny, whatever the fuck your name is. Actually, what did happen to Shiny Entertainment? Because I'm pretty sure they ended up going broke after this. In fact, I think where they are now is that they've pretty much formed into Double Helix Games, which, as many people will know, or at least survival horror fans will know, made the infamously bad Silent Hill Homecoming, a game which I hate more than everything. But anyway, let's pretend that we're killing employees of Shiny Entertainment that made Silent Hill Homecoming, and they're the bald guy. who has a badass voice and is
Watch
like
it, Neo.
totally ninja-y. Yes, take that, we shall duke it out in sword battle. And why is this somehow reminding me of like those old Godfrey Ho ninja movies, you know? Bitchin'. Well, except with better choreography, I suppose, but anyway. Damn it, now I really feel like watching a Richard Harrison movie. It seems I am running out of things to say. Need more commentary. That's my DJing skill right there. Ooh, I am bleeding green code! Oh, seriously, man, that must be pretty painful. Oh no, double strike! God damn, man, he bleeds code. That is like the most hardcore yet like radical thing ever.
Thanks for the
And
practice.
now, pose.
Don't mention it.
Dude, it looks like Neo just like totally
blade
twisted
soft
his
enough.
neck,
You'll need it where you're going.
man. And now the camera pulls out after they pose into the bushes, which looks kind of unnatural. But anyway, I'm Skully, keep it new metal, and see you next time for the next part of the Matrix Path of Neo commentary. See you later.